You guys ready to go for a little ride?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go check on the bees, huh? It's in the evening, but I'm not hearing a lot in here. There's a lot of dead bees at the door here. Let me see what we got. There's a ton dead in here. Well, there's a few alive, but there's not many alive in here. There's a ton that are dead. I need to get new frames in here. See if we can save any of this, or at least move the other hive over here. There's like spider webs or something, cobwebs like in here and stuff, like in just a week. There's still some movement down on the ground, but there's a lot of dead ones. Man, there's a ton of larvae on the ground.
A ton of bees? Hey, what's this book? A ton of bees are dead.
So many. Look at all this larva. What is that larva? So there's a ton of larvae in here. We don't know what it is, if this is bee larva or if this is something else, fly larva or something. And there's very few bees alive around here. Okay, so we're getting new frames in here, but we're really thinking that these aren't bees that are down here on the bottom. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and clear this out and we'll start fresh with a new swarm. Here, show this on camera. You see it?
Yes.
So do you guys know what these kind of big worms are that would just kill and destroy a whole beehive? Well, part one of our adventure was definitely a failure, but we can do better. We definitely screwed up. There's some things I would do differently. After reading your comments and after seeing how the bees behaved from moving them, one, I would have just set the box down and let them move over naturally. I don't think they would have just mass died like this. From there, we've been out of town for the last week, so I haven't been able to monitor them while we were gone. We do have all this beeswax down. At least we could use this and maybe make something from their efforts, but we've got 2 more swarms that we've caught. We went back and caught the original swarm, the leftovers that were all out of that box, and then the second box is really jiving. It's really going well. Tonight, tomorrow, sometime in there, I'm gonna bring another box over here and just set it next to this and just let them do their thing. And then for the other box, we'll get the other beehive going and let them do the same in another part of the yard. Big fail on my part. Wasn't sure what to expect our first time around, but hey, we can't do any worse than that. Well, it's the next day and I'm still really bummed about what happened with those bees. But the more I think about it, the more I looked up stuff, those turned out to be wax moths that were in there that looks like they go in, they lay some eggs into the wax, and then they can just take over a hive. And that's absolutely what they did. Now the good news is I don't think that was nearly the amount of bees that I moved in there that were dead. So I think they definitely moved on and went and found another home that was safer for them to live in. I hope that's the case. So if I was able to do it again, I just would have moved the box, not realizing the mess it was gonna be with the frames. I didn't realize those frames were just gonna fall apart and that everything was just gonna fall off of them. I definitely would have just moved the box, set it on top or next to the new hive, and then had them slowly start to move in, not totally just crash everything that they had built over the last month or two. But the good news is we get a second chance. We've got at least 1 new hive that we can move over, and then we've got a second one. That's the original box. Hundreds of bees were just sitting outside of where we had taken that other swarm box. And so I think I might be able to move them over. We'll see if they have a queen with them, I don't know. But I've been taking you guys around to do our morning chores here. So we're gonna go in and feed the chickens here, and then we're gonna go over here and let you see the peacocks, the pheasants, and the mandarin ducks here in just a moment. So of all of our mandarin ducks, this is the first one to start getting coloring all over, and isn't it amazing? And it's really gonna get cool over time. And 3 of our other 4 are all getting coloring all over the body, but nothing on the head like this guy. Still hoping that those 3 might be males. Otherwise we're gonna end up with 4 females and this male. But either way, it's gonna really throw out the balance because you really want pairs of these. So we were really hoping for about an even split. So we're either gonna have 4 males and a female, or 4 females and a male, I think.
Everybody makes mistakes, 'cause no one can be perfect.
I just found out some really unfortunate news. Our red golden pheasant, Fire, our beautiful male, probably the most beautiful bird we have on the farm, just died this morning. Everybody's doing well in this cage, and of course we put up the netting because this guy escaped at our old place, and the netting is what did him in. He actually got tangled up in it and ended up strangling himself inside of here. So we're gonna have to figure out a new way, or just build an aviary, something where they can stay safe inside of, but we can have double doors, something to keep them from escaping. Oh, Fire. We're gonna miss you, buddy. The silver lining is that we've got 1 female and we have 3 of their offspring. So here's hoping that one of those will be a male. But either way, we're not gonna see any bird this pretty for a little while on the farm. Fire, we're really gonna miss you, buddy. Sorry to see you go. All right, it's 9:30 at night. It's time to get these bees, and we've already used the smoker a little bit and scared them into the hive. A lot of them were sitting outside of it, right outside the door. And then we're gonna put this little mesh and staple it right outside so we can haul them home. Actually, not as heavy as the other box was.
Not as heavy?
Not as heavy. All right, so we got the front stapled up here, so hopefully we won't get any bees in our car on the road trip home. And we're just gonna set this next to our new hive that we've got out by our orchard. So let's get this home. This is hive number 2, the original hive we pulled the bees from, and they've all moved down into this tree. So up here at the box, there's nothing. No activity here. If you can hear the buzzing here. They're just building right into this tree here. They're surviving out in nature on their own, so I'll leave them alone. All right, well, we've got the box back at home. It's now about 11 o'clock at night, and it's right over here, right next to, we've got our swarm box, right next to our new hive. We built a new hive today, and I'll show it off tomorrow. So now the last thing I need to do tonight is just to take off this front mesh here with the staples, just so the bees can come out in the morning and maybe they'll find this new hive right here. All right, well, that's it for tonight. I've got them all set, so hopefully in the morning they'll come out. We'll come back and see how they're doing in the morning. All right, guys, well, we've been collecting some mail from you guys, and we need to open this. You guys want to open some letters?
Yeah!
Yeah.
Go ahead and open them, guys.
Yay, I can open the biggest one!
What's going on, buddy? What's that from? Arkansas.
Arkansas. It's a nice little drawing.
Uh-oh. Kind of broke, whatever that was. Read the letter, see what it was.
It's a YouTube button.
YouTube play button.
Outlander.
And black
Aw,
duck.
thank you for a tribute to our cat.
Miss them. And then some soaps. Oh, for me. Yeah. Thank you, Rachel from Arkansas, for all the nice drawings, the pictures, the YouTube play button, and the soaps and chapsticks.
Ron, Ashley, and Skyla got some Cayuga ducks, Royal Palm turkeys. Ron, Ashley, and Skyla, thank you so much for the mail. We appreciate it. All right, Eli, what do you got here, bud?
Kids,
The boys will
Work
get some
gloves.
good use
Okay.
out of these gloves. Some from Grace E.
You getting your gloves on? Let me see it. Show your glove. Say thank you, Grace.
thank you, Blake.
From Annie in Colorado. We love your videos. Congrats on the move. Thanks for inspiring us to buy a homestead. Herbert, Annie, Haley, Sadie, and Callie. And a wind chime. Thank you, guys.
Kai and Jessica in Michigan, thank you so much for the emu artwork And for the letter, they said they got the egg color wrong, but no big deal. We really appreciate it. Elizabeth and Chris from North Carolina. Chris, thank you so much for the artwork. We really appreciate it. And thank you for watching the channel. Cannon, thank you so much for your letter from Montana. He says he's going to be hatching some Catornix quail. Good luck on that, Cannon. We appreciate the letter. And we just got a book called Sweet Maple, all about making maple syrup from our friend Michelle at Solely Rested. And we'll include a link to her book down in our description. We've got an Amazon affiliate link down there. Also a link to her website where she does giveaways. Thank you, Michelle, for the book. We're excited to check this out. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for all the mail. Why do you put a bee box right here?
Why'd we put it right here?
Yeah.
Because it's right by the beehive, and then it'll be right by the orchard. All right, so we moved the bees last night. We wanted to do one final check on them here the next day. It is hopping here at the box. They're looking good right at the door, and we're not even gonna mess with them this time. I've got different size frames inside there, and it just made a mess of the last hive. So I'm just gonna let them do their thing there. If they wanna move to the new box, they can totally do it. If you guys have recommendations, if I should put some lemongrass scent in there, we could put some wax. I do have some comb start that I could put in there. Maybe that'll attract them into there. Because I'd love for them to move into the hive and get out of the smaller box. It's way better insulated for the winter. So we built another horizontal hive here, and this time I built a peaked roof. It's super heavy duty. It's actually insulated in the roof. Built all this over the last couple days, and I just love it. But now we need the bees to love it. So. All right, well, how did you think the move went last night with the bees?
Way better. They seem to be way happier. We didn't get stung. We didn't mess with the hive. And they'll move into the other hive whenever they're ready.
We didn't have our trailer with us last night, so we had to transfer him in the car.
I was a little nervous.
A little scary.
Because they got out last time, but we used a smaller mesh.
Yeah.
And
well, it was at night, so they were all in the hive, and we didn't lose any of them outside of the hive.
Right.
Well, thank you guys for following our adventure. Thank you for all the mail, and hopefully this time around we get it right with the bees. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, Doodoo.
You should stay. I think you should stay.